Hey guys, this is Shawn Sandridge, and I am here with a review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It is season 9, episode 18, Baby Nups and Breakups. So, this video was a yawn fest. I don't even know why I took notes, but I don't like to ramble, so let's just get into it. So, Cynthia, they're all back from the Maui trip. Cynthia is getting ready for her cargo fashion show, and Cairo and Sheree show up because Cairo's going to be in the show. And Cairo can't walk. I know Sheree always thinks highly of whatever endeavor she's getting ready to do. She thinks that her son should be in New York City Fashion Week, which is like the Oscars of the fashion shows, and he can't even walk at a good mall fashion show. But Cynthia obliges, and while Sheree, you think that he should be compensated, you should spend some of that money and invest into his career by getting him walking lessons, because he did all right, but he started out very, very shaky. And if it was any other person, I can tell you from my own experience, when you're talking about producers, casting directors, people who are there to cast talent, they're seeing hundreds of people in a course of a day, in a course of a week, trying to get the right people to fill in the slots of what they need. They already have in their mind who they're looking for, what type of person they're looking for, and they're waiting for that wow factor. And if you show up unprepared, not confident, not ready, because you only really sometimes only get 30 seconds to walk. I mean, if you ever watch America's Next Top Model, you get an understanding of what they're doing. They want to look at you, want you to walk, say thank you, and they move on. And a lot of times you don't get a call back. I know when going to auditions, you go and you do your slate, which is your name, if you're union, and what part you're here to read for, and you do your part. You might be on camera, you may not be, and they say thank you, and move on. So that whole process could take you know less than 3 minutes. And Cairo, you're a good looking guy, but Mama Sheree, you need to put a little bit more investment in Cairo and not Chateau Sheree. So anyway, Portia and Phaedra have this stupid conversation about Portia having this baby Nup, and Portia's trying to dismiss it. Kenya meets up with her cousin, who we haven't seen for the whole season, and Kenya tells her cousin that Maui was all right. She tried to do something nice for Phaedra, but Phaedra showed her true colors. She also lets her know that Matt and her are on a breakup. And, her cousin gave her this look like, trying to be friends. You can't be friends with him like Cynthia and Peter. Sometimes a breakup is a breakup and a break off. But, Kenya has it in her mind that she can still have an amicable relationship, and that's just not going to happen. So Candy meets up with Mama Joyce and the aunties, and they're talking about the Old Lady Gang restaurant opening up. And it's always funny to me how people always do paper plates. Now, I understand the idea of not wanting to do dishes, but it's always funny to me how these ladies have so much money, yet they go over and there's no silverware, and she had like a to go box. It's just something that I noticed that I find funny. Um, and Baby Ace was there chewing on a chicken leg. Listen, we grew up on chicken legs. Nobody had teeth and rings. You had a chicken bone, baby gnawed on it. It was all good to go. So Mama Joyce asked about the uh, the trip and Phaedra and all that, and she was saying how uh, Apollo and Phaedra are divorced, and it was the first thing that she heard about it. And Mama Joyce seemed a little bit concerned about, this just doesn't seem like it's all right. Anyway, they're talking about having the unveiling of the Old Lady Gang restaurant to some family and friends. I hope you do well. I haven't heard anything. So, uh, Candy must have did the right thing and did enough of the coding and all that stuff, so she wouldn't get a violation for having a bunch of people like uh, Kenya and Sheree did. You know how they got in trouble for fining, and they got fined by their town. So I guess Candy did okay because we didn't hear anything about any kind of violations of having people at the restaurant. So they're talking about having a little unveiling of the restaurant before it's open to the public for friends and family. So that sounds cool. So Phaedra meets meets Cynthia at Lake Bailey, and now let me just say this: as a woman who is in her now late 40s, I can honestly say, and does not have the body as she did in her 20s or even 30s, I can understand how you may want to wear certain things that is in fashion, but you really should know that not everything translates to your body type, and modify that. Now, I understand, I know she was trying to make a thing about going into the water at Lake Bailey, but she had an outfit that was, once again, 2 sizes too small, and it makes it very unflattering and makes her look really, really chubby. Now, I understand this to be true. I am pretty sure that Phaedra is not nearly as big as we think she is, because the camera does add weight. The camera can make you look uh, 10 to 20 pounds heavier than what you really are. So I don't think that Phaedra overall is an overweight woman by any stretch of the imagination. However, the things that she wears is just unflattering, and I cringe when I see her wear certain things, because I'm like, you're just calling attention to yourself where it's not needed. You're a beautiful lady. Just wear clothes that fit you, that fit your body as it is right now. Stop trying to wear stuff that you can't wear anymore. Anyway, Phaedra's over talking to Cynthia, and they're kind of bonding about, what happened with the divorce party and all that stuff. So Cynthia asked her, "Are you really divorced?" Because Portia let it out of the bag that you were divorced, and so she's like, "Yes, I am." And she didn't really want to put a lot of energy out there about, you know, um, the divorce and the breakup of a family and all that stuff. So, Cynthia's trying to be, supportive of that. So here we go with this baby nap. So Todd and Portia are together. It's funny. She was like, "Let me show you the tour." And I'm like, "Is this the first time Todd's ever been at your house? Because I could have sworn you've been in that house for a while, and he hasn't been in your house." Okay, let's ride with it. So Todd's over there, and they're acting like a bunch of, 19-year-olds at a college dorm. And Portia gives him this baby nap. It's about 17 little bullet points, and pretty much is saying what she expects him to do or give up or allow for her to have um, when this baby comes. Now, Portia is 35 years old, and she deems the idea that her and Todd have been uh, going back and forth, exchanging pictures of what they thought their baby would look like. And because they had a really great vacation, that she thinks that they have now hit to the next level about a baby. Okay, okay. I mean, okay. Not necessarily my thoughts about how to bring life into the world based on a good vacation and what I think the guy's going to look like with me and how our offspring's going to look. I mean, that's not what I was thinking when I was thinking about having babies, but I realized that I cannot use my judgment for someone else's. So, uh, she thinks this is a perfectly good reason to bring a baby up. Todd thinks it's crazy. One, it's all about what she gets to do, and he doesn't really get to do much. She says he can redline it. The whole scene was way too long. It was just stupid, and he's like, that's not going to happen. So Moving on. So now we go to the fashion show. Cynthia's getting ready. The models are there. All the models are there except Cairo. Now, the call time was an hour ago, and he's not there. Cynthia calls Momager, and she says, oh, yeah, he been left. However, Cairo and Sheree show up at the same time. Now, I have to say, again, if you're going about being professional, you're a brand new talent, the last thing you want to do is be late. You never want to be late for a call time. It can be the beginning of the end of your career with a potential client if you are late. Because time is money. Time is money, whether it's a photo shoot, whether it's a call time on set. I mean, you have to, it's okay for you to wait. It's never okay for the client to wait. And I don't know what Sheree is telling Cairo, but this is not good, not good. And I am sure that if I was someone that was a casting director watching this, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to deal with him. I don't know if I want to deal with Momager. So just as something to think about. Okay, so the the uh, they're at the fashion show, and it's in like a dungeon, and it's hot. There's no fans or anything, and Sweaty Bob at least has a reason to be sweaty. But even though he and Sheree are not going to be a couple, they're supporting Cairo. So the fashion goes off without a hitch. That's all great. Phaedra meets up with Johnny and another attorney. Now, remember, Johnny is the disgruntled disgruntled employee of Candy, and he's meeting with the referral that Phaedra gave him regarding if he possibly has a lawsuit against Candy because he feels like he was wrongfully terminated and that the old lady game was his concept that she stole. And then we find out through the meeting that the play A Mother's Love was also his concept. Now, evidently, he had a proposal about the restaurant, but nothing in writing. And it's contracts 101. Verbal agreements do not work. But it's up in the air whether he has a lawsuit. It's possible. Oscar, the attorney, who this is his forte, he thinks that it's possible. So we'll find out. Phaedra says she is staying out of it, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah. Now this dumb scene, and I'm not even gonna waste any more time. Matt and Kenya get together because it's King's first birthday. Matt gave her the puppy, and they're meeting at a public place. And somehow or another, a casual conversation goes left, and he's like, "You just never want to say what you're wrong," and she's like, we're just too toxic. So I guess this is the official breakup. It was just dumb. The whole scene was dumb. It was all set up, and they had the music from like, oh gosh, I can't think of it, but I heard the music, and it was distinctly from a movie that I've heard that I saw, an old movie like from the 70s. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna rattle my brain, but they broke up. We all know Matt's talking because he can't talk on the reunion or anything. So that's the end of the episode. Nothing great. It was a filler episode. It didn't do anything for me. That's all I got. If I forgot anything of any importance, Twitter was much more enjoyable than watching it. But that's all I have for the episode. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you soon. Don't forget, leave something of value in the comments. It's probably more exciting than what I just said. But leave it in the comments. Talk to you soon. Bye.